to Thursday. I have a little bit of a different setup today because we are going to do something a little bit differently. Um, as we are starting as a state to slowly open up and come back to our new normal. A lot of the folks that I get to talk to, some who are going to work, and some who have, family members who are going back to work, have some anxiety, and it's well placed. We have a very contagious virus out there that our country can't seem to get a handle on, and we're all having to adjust and adapt to a new normal. So what I've found is that people are looking for ways to help them contain their anxiety and bring them back to a more focused, in the present moment feeling and state of being. And some people who I know who are going back to their desks that they haven't been at in 4 or 5 months are concerned about being at those desks after not having to sit for all that long, and how are they going to manage. So that's a little bit of what we're going to do today. And I hope it's helpful, whether you're going back to work or not. These are just a few things that you might find as you remember to do them or employ them, whatever, to be something that will help you maintain a level of calm as you move through your day, or as you move into the evening. Evenings usually are when we start getting all of our thoughts kind of going crazy and keeping us awake. So I'm going to start out first reminding all of you that the best thing you can do for stress and anxiety is to breathe. So let's begin. We'll be connecting breath and body, breathing in nice and slow and deep through the nose. Noticing how the belly rises on the inhale and softens and relaxes on the exhale. Now let's take some time as we're establishing this nice slow breath to follow the breath through the body. Noticing how we feel right now. And taking this opportunity to breathe into any areas of tension or tightness, or breathe into any areas of discomfort. Now, as you stay with this deep, relaxing breath, try to take the events of this morning and put them off to one side. And your list of things to do, put them off to the other side. Clearing your mind and keeping an open space so you can focus on the most important things that you need to. Now I recognize that sometimes when you're in a busy office or a room with other people, it's hard to just stay with that nice quiet breath. It's hard to keep your eyes closed and try to stay focused. So what I can offer you is an opportunity to bring breath and body physically together. So for right now, place your hand on your heart. And I'm going to take my little frame drum here. And we're going to do a little breathing exercise. Now, you have your hand on your heart, and we're just going to tap our heart 2 times. So it's going to be breathe in, tap, tap. Breathe out, tap, tap. Breathe in, tap, tap. Breathe out, tap, tap. But what you're going to do is, as you do it on your own, you're going to adjust the breathing in and breathing out to the rhythm of your breath. Now, we are tapping our hearts today, and that's because it brings us to the awareness of our heart center, where we store the love we have for all of our family and our friends and ourselves and the community. But when you're with a group of people, and it might not be quite so comfortable for you to tap at your heart center, you can place your hand right on your thigh. And inhale, tap, tap. Exhale, tap, tap. Now, your leg could be under your desk or whatever, and only you feel the connection between your breath and your physical body. And if you are able to do this nice and slow and deep, and you are able to feel that very intimate connection between body and breath, you will be able to bring yourself, really center yourself, and really be able to focus on the task you have at hand. So let's try this. Put your hand back up at your heart center, or if you want to try it with your hand on your thigh, whatever works for you. This is just kind of a gentle experiment. How's that? So let's breathe in and out, and 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 in and out. And go with the rhythm of your breath now. And just do that gentle tap on your chest. Let's do one more breath cycle. And out. Now settle into your own breathing. And hopefully that little breath experiment will give you a sense of relaxation and peace and enable you to focus on what you need to focus on. Now, I have this table here just to go over a few yoga poses that we can do at our desk if we need to. So I'm pretty sure that you all have an idea of what that can be because we work from the chair quite a bit. But this is just a way to give you permission to move in your chair to support your flexibility and to support your staying awake and aware, and to support you in the movement that you need to help you get through the day. So we're going to start very easily by just stretching our leg out. Does our left leg out, right leg, whichever. It doesn't have to come all the way out. You can keep your knee slightly bent, but let's flex and point the toe. Flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. One more, flex and point. Now keep that toe pointed and let's make big circles with our ankles. First one way and then the other. And then let's bring the left leg or whatever leg you started with back. And let's stretch the right leg out. And let's do flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. One more, flex and point. Keep your foot pointed and make big circles with your big toe, waking up the ankles, helping to move that circulation of blood back to the heart. And let's go the other direction. And then let's bring our feet back down and plant them firmly on the floor. And while you're sitting in your office chair or your classroom chair, just come up on your toes, roll your feet down to flat and bring your toes up. We do this in standing, but we can do it in the chair. So up on your toes and back down to flat, bring your feet up and up on your toes. And really kind of bend those toes so they get a little bit of work. And come down, bring your toes up, and roll back up on your toes. Feel your calves engage, and then come all the way down, bring your toes up. And two more, so come up nice and tall on your toes, and all the way down. Make sure that you feel every part of your foot hit the floor, and then bring your toes up. Last one, toes all the way, come up on your toes. And then slowly roll your feet down and bring your toes up. That's really nice. Now, another thing you can do, and this is something that you can even do in a chair. If you're sitting at a desk, or you're, sitting in a chair in a classroom or whatever. Now that we're going to have to be 6 feet apart, you might not have to worry about kicking anybody. But we're just going to stretch one leg all the way out and bring it back. Stretch the other one out and bring it back. And back. And stretch. and other side, and stretch, and other side, and stretch, and other side, and stretch. One more to each side. Other side, and stretch. Nice. Now, we want to move up to our hips and our lower back. So, if you're at your desk, you can sit up nice and tall and just lean from the ribs one way, lean from the ribs the other way, lean from the ribs and to the other side. So you get a little stretch here, but the work is being done in your lower core, in your butt, and in the hip area. And other side, and other side, and other side, and other side, and other side. Just little teeny stretches. Now, we're going to just open our legs wide. And this is probably best done under your desk. Although depending on what your classroom looks like, you might get your students, if you're teaching, to do this with you. It doesn't take very long, but it gets you to move all, the joints and the muscles in your body, and you're breathing, and it feels pretty good. So wide knees, and bring them back, and wide knees, and bring them back, and wide knees, bringing that movement right into the hips, and wide knees, and bring them back, wide knees, and bring them back, wide knees, and bring them back. One more, wide knees, and bring them back. Now, working on the lower back, if you have a desk that's in front of you, you can put your chair away from the desk, and you can put your hands on top of the desk and just lean forward. And getting that nice stretch for the lower back. And breathe into that stretch. And then come on up. Now, if you are at a desk, stretch your legs out. And then put your hands back on the desk and stretch forward. Notice how the stretch changes just a little bit here. Reminiscent of modified downward dog from the chair. Get that nice stretch. It doesn't take long to breathe into the stretch and enjoy it. And invite your office mate to do it too, or your students. And then come on back up. I'm going to move my desk over to the side. And sitting here, let's come up to a nice spinal twist. So, if you sit really a long time, you get really, really stiff. Sometimes you can't always get up, so a spinal twist is perfect. Nice little spinal twist here. Don't forget to breathe. And let's take the spinal twist through center to the other side. Nice tall spinal twist here. And then coming back to center. Now, I really like those little rib stretches. So let's bring our shoulders up to our ears and squeeze our shoulders down the back body. So our shoulders are now basically over our hips, giving us a nice long neck. And let's once again bring the ribs over and ribs to the other side. Just notice how just moving your shoulders back a little bit changes that a little bit. Feeling the stretch coming up a little bit on your back. And one side and the other. and one side, and the other, and one side, and the other, and one side, and the other. Two more to each side, and other side, and last one. And so always, always, it's important to remember that our shoulders and upper back are very often places where we store our tension. And anxiety can create tension as well. And so does worry, and so does anger. So working with our shoulders is really, really important. And everybody does it. So as you're sitting at your desk or in your classroom, whatever, bring your shoulders up, squeeze shoulder blades together, relax your shoulders down the back body. And let's do that 2 more times. Don't forget to stretch between the shoulder blades, bring them up, bring your shoulders up to your ears and squeeze. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, relax them down the back. And let's do that 1 more time. So stretch between the shoulder blades and bring them all the way up, shoulders all the way up. And squeeze the shoulder blades together and bring them down the back body. And we always need to remember to reverse that movement. So shoulders come up the back and stretch and relax the shoulders down the front body. And squeeze the shoulder blades together at the bottom and bring them up the back body. And then stretch between the shoulder blades and relax them down. And 1 more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at the bottom, bring the shoulders up. Squeeze. And stretch those shoulders down, relax those shoulders down the front. Now, our shoulders and our upper back are connected to the neck. But before we go up to the neck, let's stretch our fingertips toward the floor. That active stretch brings a nice stretch from the lower part of the neck across the top of the shoulders and down the arm. So stretch and hold that stretch. Breathe into that stretch. You might feel it across your upper back. You may even feel it in your chest. Especially if you bring your arms back a little bit, you feel a little stretch in your chest. And then if you bring your arms just a little bit forward, you feel that nice stretch extend down into your upper back. And these are all just easily accessible stretches that will help get you through the day and help to maintain your focus and help to maintain your flexibility, your strength in your body. And one last stretch straight down. And then relax your arms in your lap. And again, up to the neck. We're going to just turn our head from side to side. And if you are able, coordinate this with your breath. Anytime you can coordinate your movement with your breath, you create a whole body experience. And it registers throughout the body. Like right now, we're moving our neck. But as we connect the breath with the movement, you feel the benefit throughout your body. And it's lovely. So let's not forget ear to shoulder. Inhale through center and exhale to the other side. I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, you know, I really wish I would remember just these few, like, head and or neck and shoulder stretches, because I get so tight and it's so uncomfortable. Oh, here you go. And again, connecting breath with body brings the benefit of the move and the breath. Throughout your entire body, not just the area where you're working. And isn't that what we all want? To have a healthy and peaceful experience in our bodies? And let's do this one more time to each side. So depending on where you're working, whether you're working alone in your office or with office mates, sometimes you just need to do some extreme stretching because you are feeling stuck. And when we get stuck, we get pain, and we can't move as well. How many times have you gotten up out of a chair only to be like this until things kind of straighten out so that you can stand up? I don't know about you, but that has happened to me. So, what I would say to you, and again, you're doing this for yourself, but you can also share what you're doing with other people and perhaps help them feel better too. So if you get those really tight backs or pain in your back, one of the things you can do at your desk is move your chair away from your desk, take a nice deep inhale and center, and as you exhale, just let yourself fall forward. And just hang there for 2 breaths. It doesn't take long. And direct those breaths right to that tired, achy back. And then inhale yourself up. Chances are that your office mates may not even know that you're doing that. They may think that you're reaching down to pick up a pen you've dropped. Or you can take a pen down with you and say, oh, drop my pen. But sometimes when we share what we're doing with other people, they want to try it too, especially when they see the difference in you. So one last thing, especially if you're on the computer all the time, let's circle our wrists. First one direction. I personally like this direction because I have this visual of when I was a little girl helping my mom bake, and we'd make frosting, and she'd give me the frosting bowl, and I'd hold the frosting bowl. So that's my visual for this. Let's go the other direction. And I've also had carpal tunnel, so I can say that this is very, very helpful just to release any tension in your wrists, for sure. And then we're going to stretch our fingers as far wide as you can, and then squish them a little bit. Stretch them far wide. and squish. And stretch them far wide. Really stretch your fingers apart as far as you can. And squish. And the last thing you can do is give yourself a little stretch here. You don't have to place a lot of tension. What you want to feel is a nice little stretch in the forearm. And take a nice deep breath here. And then turn your arm over and press on the back of your hand, feeling a stretch on the outside of your forearm here. And take a breath. And we always have to do both sides. So, do that little stretch here. Feel the nice stretch in the underside of the forearm. Take that breath. And then turn your arm over and press on the back of your hand. Feel the stretch on the front side of the forearm. Take that breath. And always, just a little shake, just a little bounce, just a little smile will help make your day. So let's go back to where we started with the heartbeat. And again, you can do the heartbeat at your heart center. You can do it on your thigh. Coordinate it with your breath. And again, I'm going to use my frame drum. Hopefully I won't almost drop it as I did before. And keep a nice steady beat. So let's start with an inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe. And listen. Breathe. And listen. Breathe. And listen. Breathe. And listen. Stay with your heart and listen. 2 more times and listen. Namaste. Happy Thursday. And I'll see you on Sunday. I hope this has been helpful, maybe even a little enlightening, but this is certainly something you can do at home. This is something you can do in the office. This is something you can do with children in your classes if you're a teacher, because I know some of my friends who watch our videos will be going back to work soon. So stay healthy, stay safe, be at peace, and be happy. Namaste.